Helmets Off is now on. It's time to go to the NFL and college football and anywhere you have football. And this whole roughing the passer, targeting, oh my goodness. I'm not sure where I am on all of this. Of course, in Sunday's game where it ended in a tie, which is a whole nother subject that we've discussed. Can't stand ties. In fact, you should just wear a tie to church and when you get married. But other than that, it's just, ties have no place in football at all. But here's the challenge. So Clay Matthews actually makes what I think is a very legitimate hit on Kirk Cousins, and goes to the ground, doesn't hit him with his helmet, kind of on the side. There's no extra added emphasis when they go to the ground, just a normal action of the play happening. Of course, Kirk Cousins throws an interception, which essentially is going to seal the game. I mean, this game is over. The Packers are up by 8 points. There's just, I believe, under 2 minutes to go, maybe 1:40 left in the game at this time. And this game is over. It is done. Well, they call a roughing the passer penalty on Clay Matthews, which negates the interception. They get a first down and go on, Minnesota, to actually tie up the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Remarkable comeback, but should have never happened. And then we go to college football. Utah is playing number 10 Washington on Saturday night, and guess what they do? It's a tough physical game. Utah intercepts the pass. They get a roughing the passer penalty, and also a targeting call on the same play. Now, I am above anything else. So they get a targeting and they get the interception, and it actually it's going to be a huge momentum changer for Utah, because Washington actually goes down and scores on that, and they go up by 2 touchdowns, which shouldn't have happened. They should have had the ball, so a tough break for Utah. But I'm an offensive guy. I get it. But I'm also about football as a physical game, and it should be. And I grew up in an era where it was physical and where you took shots as a quarterback. And sometimes some of those shots were kind of maybe unnecessary, but you knew that was a part of the game. And I get all of that, and it was okay. And I'm all about player safety. I really am. I'm all about it, 100%. But I look at these plays, and they're so questionable as to when they're called, because they're not all called, and why they're called, and I don't see a real clear path to what's happening. The one with Clay Matthews, for example, the only thing I can see is that his weight was on Cousins when they went down. Is that what happened? Because here's where I think the spirit of that penalty came. So the rule is that if you land with all the force of your body weight on a player, that it's like a personal foul, roughing the passer. Here's where the play really came from. It's when a defender actually had a quarterback wrapped up and your arms were pinned, so you couldn't brace your fall. You were just totally at the mercy of this player, and they could slam you very hard to the ground and land on top of you. If you remember, a Green Bay Packer defensive lineman did that to Jim McMahon. And when you're in that position and you're totally vulnerable, it's a scary feeling. And one of those defensive linemen, and they know that in that situation, they want to come hard down on the quarterback, because what it does is it actually separates your shoulder because it's pinned in there. And so it's a terrible thing to have happen to you. I get those penalties. I get the safety there, but the one with Clay Matthews, I just don't get it. I don't understand it at all. And I hate when officials become such a big part of the outcome of the football game. I really wonder if people in some of those situations can actually go, why don't you get in my shoes and see how hard this is to actually stop this action? And a lot of it would be eliminated. I don't know what to do about this rule, but I just know that it just causes more angst and frustration with the game of football, because it shows in a lot of plays. In fact, that later in that same drive, the safety for the Packers kind of held off on what was eventually the tying touchdown. And I think he did because he was nervous about, not hitting a player. And it's impacted the play of this game, and I'm not sure it's a good thing. All right, Helmets Off is now off. You can text helmets to 65537. go to those social sites in the corner to like us. Be smart, and dial us in on your smartphone and tell them we'll catch you soon.